Fractions with Mr D. Today we are looking at the method called K.F.C to help us divide fractions. It sounds really complicated, it's really straightforward. If every time you do an operation you use the letters K.F.C, you'll get the calculations right every single time. So let's have a little look at it. When we're looking at dividing fractions, every time I want you to write K, F and C, and that's in the right place. So for this one, we're going to keep this one the same. So we can copy this over to here, 2/5. Then we're going to, we need to change it. So we're going to now change divide magically into times. And then we're going to flip this so the denominator becomes the numerator and the numerator becomes the denominator. So now it says this. Okay? Now this is what we've been doing all week, so this should be straightforward. Now we're going to times the numerators together, so 2 times by 5 is 10, and 5 times by 8 equals 40. Now straight away, year 6, you should be able to spot that this can be simplified. I can make both numbers 10 times smaller, okay, and it just gives me 1/4. They both divide by 10. Which equals 1/4. You could have gone another route, but that's the quickest way. So let's use that one. Okay, let's have a look at another one. So again, every time we come to calculation, keep it, change it, flip it. If you want to put them in little circles, absolutely fine. Try and use a different pen if you've got one. All right. Okay, so straight away, we're going to keep it. So I can copy that over. Then I'm going to change it. So I'm going to turn it into times, and I'm going to flip it. So my numerator becomes my denominator, and my denominator becomes my numerator. So now I can put 5 at the top, 4 underneath, and I can do exactly what we've been doing all week. 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 4 is 16. Now looking at that straight away, neither of those two numbers come in the same times tables, so therefore that is in its simplest form. Remember that key vocabulary we've been using all week. So remember, keep it, change it, flip it, don't forget it. Okay, let's have a look at a couple more. So let's have a look at these ones. Might create different answers this time. Now remember, first thing we do, get your K, F, C. Remember that order, okay? So let's keep it, 4/5. We're going to change it so the opposite of division is multiplication. And then we're going to flip it. So we're going to change the numerator and the denominator round to make it 10/2. Now this looks a little bit strange. That's absolutely fine. We know we've got an improper or a top-heavy fraction. We can deal with that in a minute, okay? So we've got 4 times by 10 equals 40. You might have noticed here I've written a little bit smaller because I think I might have something else to do here. Then I'm going to have 5 times by 2, which is 10. Now, that's definitely an improper fraction. This isn't something we can comprehend. But I know that 40 divided by 10 is actually 4 whole. Now, if you can only get to this stage this week, that's absolutely fine, but this is our correct answer in its simplest form. Remember that key vocabulary. Okay, let's have a look at another one and let's see if that happens again, and if so, what we can do about it. Okay, remember, don't get lazy. K, F, C. Okay, so we're going to keep it, 7/10, 7/10. We're going to change it, opposite of division, multiplication, and we're going to flip it, 3/5. Okay, let's have a look at this one. 10 times 5 is 50. Now you might have noticed this time I started with the denominators. That's absolutely fine. It's a much easier times table than the top one, so get the bit you're confident with first. 7 times by 3 is 21. Now again, I'm looking at those two numbers and I'm thinking that neither of them are in the same times tables, so that is in its simplest form. Don't take it any further. Remember this week, the phrase is KFC. Keep it, flip it, change it. Remember that and you won't go wrong.